the city of New York, the metropolis that remains perpetually awake, the luminous illuminations of Times Square, the thunderous applause of Arthur Ashe Stadium. At the heart of the situation, deboarding from a flight from Cincinnati, is a 21-year-old who has captivated the tennis realm. Alexandra Eala has reached New York City. Her luggage is prepared. Her resolve is unwavering. Her gaze is fixed on the largest, the ultimate accolade, the U.S. Open Championship. Merely days prior, she experienced a devastating defeat to Amanda Anisimova in Cincinnati. Her 9-match winning streak snapped. But Alexandra didn't dwell on the defeat. She packed her bags, boarded a flight, and set her sights on the final Grand Slam of the year. Now, she steps into New York with a new companion and a new goal. She is slated to compete in the mixed doubles opposite Canadian talent Felix Auger-Aliassime. But what greets her at the airport is something no one could have predicted. Swarm of Filipino fans, waving banners and screaming her name, has assembled to welcome their hero. And in the front of the crowd, clutching a sign that reads, "Welcome to New York, Alexandra," is none other than Martina Navratilova, the 18-time Grand Slam champion. The woman who has been one of Alexandra's biggest admirers has personally shown up to welcome the Filipina star to the U.S. Open. The tennis world is speechless. This is the story of Alexandra's arrival in New York. This is the narrative of Navratilova's shocking great welcome. This is the story of how a young woman from Quezon City has grabbed the hearts of even the greatest legends in tennis history. Face screaming in horror, Philippines. Before the arrival, before the welcoming, there was the journey. And what a voyage that had been. Alexandra Eala's 2026 season was nothing short of fantastic. She had started the year ranked outside the top 40, a talented young player from a country with virtually no tennis infrastructure. By August 2026, she had climbed to a career-high number 18 in the world. She had won her first WTA Tour singles title in Washington, defeating world number 3 Jessica Pegula in a thrilling rain-delayed final. The triumph had made her the first Filipino, man or woman, to win a WTA Tour singles event. Her run in Washington was a fairy tale. She defeated Olympic gold medalist Zhang Qinwen, defending champion Leylah Fernandez, world number 10 Elina Svitolina, and 4-time Grand Slam champion Naomi Osaka en route to the final. Then came the final against Pegula. The match was halted by weather, but when play resumed, Alexandra won 6 straight games in the final set to secure a 4-6-6-4-6-0 triumph. The win marked her 9th victory over a top 10 player that season. The Philippines exploded. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. congratulated her. The Senate recognized her. Senator Pamphilo Lacson called her the country's newest and youngest national hero. But Alexandra didn't stop there. At Wimbledon, she created history once again. She became the first Filipina-seeded player in Grand Slam history, the first Filipina to win a match at Wimbledon, and the first to reach the 3rd and 4th rounds of a major. She defeated defending champion Iga Swiatek on center court, a triumph that elicited emotions from Catherine, Princess of Wales, Billie Jean King, Venus Williams, and her super idol Maria Sharapova. The triumph moved her to a new career-high ranking. She finally fell to Jasmine Paolini in the 4th round, but her Wimbledon run had already sealed her place as one of the brightest young stars in tennis. In just a few months, Alexandra had gone from a promising junior to a global phenomenon. She has sold out stadiums in Toronto and Cincinnati. She had become the greatest draw in women's tennis, perhaps in all of tennis. And now she was arrived in New York for the final Grand Slam of the year. The flight to New York had not been without its challenges. At the Cincinnati Open, Alexandra had entered as the number 17 seed, the highest seeding of her career. She had defeated Elena Gabriela Ruse in the 2nd round to proceed to the 3rd round. But there, she faced Amanda Anisimova, the world number 10 and 2-time Grand Slam finalist. The match was a roller coaster. Alexandra won the opening set 6-4. But Anisimova fought back to win the second 6-4. In the 3rd set, Alexandra jumped to a 2-0 lead, looking like she was on her way to another top 10 victory. But Anisimova surged back, winning 6 straight games to end up the match 6-2. The loss halted Alexandra's 9-match winning streak. It was her first defeat since the Canadian Open, where she had succumbed to Belinda Bencic. Despite the loss, Alexandra's Cincinnati run was not without reward. She had garnered vital experience on the hard courts ahead of the U.S. Open. The loss, while tragic, had not dampened her spirit. She packed her things, took a flight, and set her sights on the last Grand Slam of the year. She had a new companion and a new goal. She was expected to compete in the mixed doubles partnering Canadian talent Felix Auger-Aliassime. She was also anticipated to be a top 18 seed in the women's singles tournament. The stage was set for her largest challenge yet. The tennis world was watching, the fans were believing, and Alexandra Eala was ready. The instant Alexandra went through the arrivals gate at JFK Airport, she was confronted by a sight out of a movie. Hundreds of Filipino fans had gathered, waving Philippine flags and holding banners that read Eala Nation and Our Pride Alexandra. The chanting of Eala echoed through the terminal. The mood was electrifying. The anticipation was intense. But then, something unexpected happened. The crowd parted, and standing at the front, carrying a placard that read, "Welcome to New York, Alexandra," was Martina Navratilova, the 18-time Grand Slam champion. The lady who had won a record 332 weeks as world number 1 was personally greeting the Filipino wonder to the U.S. Open debut. The tennis world was startled. Navratilova was not just any fan, she was one of the greatest players in history. She had been one of Alexandra's biggest supporters, complimenting her on social media and in interviews. She had even offered Alexandra advice on how to enhance her serve. Now, she had shown up in person to welcome her to New York. Navratilova's gesture was a significant representation of the respect Alexandra had earned. She was no longer just a budding star. She was a force to be reckoned with. And she had the endorsement of the tennis world's greatest legends. Alexandra was visibly moved. In a video caught by local media, woman could be seen embracing Navratilova and exclaiming, "I can't believe this. Thank you so much." It was a moment of pure delight and humility. The fans around them exploded in cheers. The cameras filmed every moment, and the tennis world began to hum with eagerness. Alexandra had arrived in New York, and she had gotten a welcome worthy for a champion. Navratilova's greeting was not only a gesture, it was a statement. She had been one of Alexandra's biggest champions. Admiring her path and her impact on the sport, when Alexandra astonished the world by defeating Iga Swiatek at Wimbledon, Navratilova was among the first to congratulate her, adding, "Amazing, congrats Alex." She had also cited Alexandra as one of the players she enjoys watching most, adding, "Alex Eala, she is establishing a whole new craze in Southeast Asia and the Philippines, attracting new fans into tennis." But Navratilova had also been honest about where Alexandra can develop. She had supplied comprehensive technical analysis, pointing out that Alexandra needs a stronger serve and bigger kick. She had remarked that Alexandra's serve was too much of a puffball and that even her initial serve was often recorded at only 80 to 85 mph, despite her having the physical potential to hit it at 105 miles per hour. She had persuaded Alexandra to change the grip and use the leftiness more. It was the kind of counsel that only comes from someone who wishes to see a player excel, and Alexandra had taken it to heart. Navratilova's greeting was a demonstration of the mutual respect between the two. The renowned champion saw the future of the sport, and the rising star was humbled by the recognition. The tennis world was watching the exchange with admiration, and the excitement for the U.S. Open was reaching a fever pitch. The fans' reaction to Navratilova's welcome was quick and heartfelt. Social media swarmed with words of support, with many calling the occasion historic. The hashtag Navratilova welcomes Alexandra Eala trended internationally within hours. Fans from the Philippines, the United States, and throughout the world shared their excitement and pride. "This is wonderful," one fan wrote. "A legend embracing a legend. This is what tennis is all about." Another admirer posted, "Navratilova is the GOAT. And she knows Alexandra is the future. This is a moment that will be remembered for years to come." The Filipino community was greatly moved. They noticed Navratilova's gesture as a recognition of Alexandra's global effect. This is confirmation that the whole world is watching Alexandra. One fan wrote, "She is not merely our pride. She is tennis's glory," another fan posted. Martina Navratilova doesn't simply show up for anyone. This is a major thing. Alexandra Eala has truly arrived.